Welcome back to another ILUS video. Let's look at the charts before we even look at what's going on with Ilus in the market. Ilus sitting at 0041. It moved up 13.89%. It doesn't take much for this one to move. It was at 0033s. It was literally at the same share price as AITX, I believe. AITX has a horrible share structure. No amount of buying pressure. It'll take a lot of buying pressure for this one to even move back to 0041. So, thankfully, Ilus has a good share structure. It only has what, 3.5 billion in authorized shares. So this one, look at that, up 25%. It wouldn't take much. But one catalyst, one headline, and this thing can easily, and I mean easily, come back to 005s. And if we break that, we'll come back to 007s, where I have my highest position. So, 008s, low 008s to be specific. But if it comes down, if it goes up to 007s, I will be sitting pretty with an exit and a profit. So 004, look at that. It doesn't take much. This is what I've been telling people. It's up 25% on. Let's look at the volume. Let me just show you what I mean. Again, this is very different from AITX. If you follow my channel for both of those, you'll notice right away that the share structure makes a huge difference. You got one AITX. I just made a video recently talking about how they dilute about 300 million every month, and it's only going to continue to increase based on its patterns. Whereas Ilus, they dilute a little bit at a time, like 10 million, 14 million. Think about that. That's nothing compared to 333 million every month on average, and increasing year over year, by the way. So this one will not take much for this to run up. The haters have been commenting recently. They've been telling me, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing. You're wrong." And then the cycle repeats. This thing will run up. I'll make money, and then they delete their accounts. So look at that. It just dropped just as quickly to 004. I'm sure someone flipped it. But yeah, look at that. 287,000 in buying pressure volume, I assume. But either way, you just saw it go up 25% on nothing. This thing recently moved from 0072 to 1-2 on no catalyst, no headline, because they have been communicating. So let's not pretend this moved on a catalyst. This just moved on its own to the upside for some reason. I don't know. Maybe people bought in anticipation of quarterly earnings. Either way, doesn't take this one much for it to make a big move. Here, when you actually do get a headline, it can move cents. Unfortunately, we will have to be very patient and not be scared. The time will come when this thing runs, and we'll look back and be like, I can't believe. I feel sorry for the people that are going to sell, because the ones that sell, those are the ones that end up kicking themselves when this thing runs up. But that's just kind of how it is with OTC. You buy in, you're patient, you let other people chase it up for you, and they can hold the bag, and we just wait. We just literally buy it nice and cheap and wait. Let other people chase it at. You see all this buying pressure back here? Someone chased it at 157. Someone chased it at 191. Someone chased it at 214. Someone chased it at the top here at 267, 276. We bought down here under a penny. So you want to buy it when no one wants it, and right now no one wants it. So best time to accumulate it, in my opinion. That aside, of course, a lot of people are very upset. And they have not communicated, and Marcus has been falling. Marcus has been falling. The market has been falling. And the last time the market was looking ugly like this, Ilus made the excuse, hey, the market's really ugly, so we're just not going to communicate, guys, and we're not going to uplist. We're going to push it back, because they want to uplist at the perfect time. That's been their excuse. And so stuff like this happening, the market dumping like it is, they will use that as ammunition to essentially push back the uplist. And I would not be surprised if they don't follow through. I would not be surprised one bit. Because they supposedly are going to uplist before the end of the year. Maybe they will. Don't expect the share price to surge. We just saw QIND recently. This is something I mentioned a long time ago. QIND, I told everyone, if the uplist of QIND is not successful in getting a big run, ooh, ASNS, nice and cheap. When this one gets a PR, it's gonna move to $2 again. But ASNS probably the only one worth a buy. A, because it's at the bottom right now. B, This one does get PRs. That's why it's been creating higher floors and bouncing around. But Ilus, they'll use the market as an excuse. The market dumping as an excuse to not release PRs, to not talk, and to not uplist and push it back. Oh, we're going to push it back to 2025 because we want the perfect time. I think they're living in a fantasy land and they know it. They're not stupid. I think they're full of it. If you're going to uplist, like you said, you're going to uplist this year, I would hope to see that in the next 4 months. What happened to the ticker change for SAML? And why is that? When are we going to get that? They promised a lot. Okay, wait, no, not promise. They made a lot of statements in not just through their videos, but also in their PRs. Okay, statements that they made in literally on camera, and who knows if they'll follow through because they always like to push back. If they see an opportunity to be able to push things back, they will. The shareholder meeting that hasn't happened. They said they were going to do one this year, and there's been no announcement or communication from them at all. So you make what you want of that information. Let's just continue to read here. Let's see. 52-week lows for Ilus. I guess 003 is next. I'm waiting for 002. That's what I will add. I have held off on adding. I will wait to add my biggest position will be at 002s. Same thing with AITX. Like, give it to me 002s and I will buy. Yeah, when a lot of buyers decide AITX is cheap or Ilus is cheap enough, you'll see big buying pressure stepping, and we're gonna see a bounce. We haven't gotten like a big bounce. I think everyone is waiting for that 003s or 002s on the dot. Those tend to be the levels. Those round numbers tend to be the levels where we get big bounces. So we could see. I kid you not, if you've been following penny stocks for a while now, or if you recall Mullen stock, every time it would touch 002s, or not 002s, what was it? 20 cents. It would get a huge bounce. But like people just love that big round number. I don't know why 2 exactly, but hey, I'll take it. But yeah, people are very, very unhappy. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Okay, Brett Rosen, for all of you blaming me for the selling on Ilus, go F yourself. You have no facts and are merely guessing like, oh, this guy's very, very angry. How about some facts? AJB Investments just converted 30 million shares of Ilus and is dumping them mercilessly on the open market. So go blame ARI for the declining stock price. These toxic lending pieces of crap have been ruining Ilus since they first showed up. They invested 900k total. Now Ilus holds them million. Sounds like okay, but either way, yeah. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Why would I'm not going to blame the toxic lenders. I'm going to blame Ilus for taking on the toxic lending. This is not the fault of them. It's Ilus. Ilus is doing this to themselves. And nobody trusts them because they don't keep promising and keep changing their timelines. That is true, and I just mentioned something very important. Because the market is dumping, they're going to say, oh, it's really ugly, so we'll wait, for the perfect time. I don't think that perfect time is ever going to come. They need to get real. And I think they're lying, and I think they know it. They're CEOs. They're not stupid people. They're educated people who know what they're doing. Everyone is losing confidence in anything they say. Been waiting 3 to 5 years since the statement of an uplist. Don't say promise, because that guy with the hat will come out and be like, hey, they didn't promise. They made a statement several times through many PRs that they're going to uplist, and they have not followed through. Each year promising by end of year, now saying 12 to 18 more months. The uplist is still very much ongoing, and Ilus has never abandoned their mission. I think we should be celebrating their perseverance, not complaining that it's taking longer than expected. Get out of here. Get out of here, Brett Rosen. Look, I'm just going to stop there, but they did increase. Yeah, they've been diluting, like I said, 10 million to 15 million at a time. Outstanding shares updated as of 13 hours ago. from 2.235 to 2.241. So they diluted what, 6? No, 5.58 million. They dilute a little bit at a time, which is why I'm saying it's not as bad as the share structure is not bad enough where we can't get a big run on one catalyst. That's all it takes. Just one headline, this thing goes boom, 2 cents, easy. It's not AITX, which struggles to even break 1 cent and keeps diluting like I said, 333 million on average every month. I did the math. If you want to check that video out, so this is it's looking great. I am not concerned one bit. Um, for everyone who got suckered into ice pumpers, okay, this guy's just a clown. He's just clowning on people. But there you go. Just a perfect example of you want to buy it right now when everyone else is scared, when everyone else is fearful, and just kind of going, I don't want to touch this. This looks like it's going to die. And then it runs, and everyone's going to be chasing it up for us. So there you go. You know my target. My target is still, despite having a position at low 008 and being down 50% on that, I am not concerned. Let this come down to I want it at 002 so I can add that biggest position. And one catalyst. But hey, maybe this is the time that I'm wrong. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not wrong. I can be wrong, absolutely. But if AITX could move on a catalyst, if it could move from a low of 002s to 1 penny, a 500% move here, a stock with such a horrible share structure, by the way, if this can do it, I think Ilus is more than capable of. The only problem is Ilus communicates. It does communicate, but it's super rare. But when it does, and it drops like hot PR, we move. And that is it for the video. That is the takeaway. Of course, if you're a long-term investor, I really do implore you to, I'm surprised. Have you guys not reached out to them and told them to make a comment on what's happening? Or you know what's funny? Even if you guys were to reach out through email and ask them, hey, make a comment on what's going on with the markets. Let us know what's going on. Are you still going to uplist? Even if you did that, I think they would just give you the usual response. Oh, we found another seller that we did not know about. We have just made a deal with them so that they can stop selling. They've done that multiple times. Look, that's probably why they just stopped. Maybe they figured out that I figured that, well, I should say we, not just me, we figured them out already. And their strategies, it ain't fine anymore. It would just be too obvious if they came out with a shareholder letter saying the same rinse and repeat thing. Oh, we've identified the seller and we've worked out a deal. Anyways, that's I can go on and on. So as a swing trader, I can be patient. Long terms, communication is key, my friends.